Hello and welcome to episode 3, this time for real, of the Gamer 101 podcast. I'm your host Lukas. Today I'm joined again by my good friend Pete. Say hi, Pete.
Hi everyone, what a surprise to hear me again, right?
Yeah, so today, what a show. What a show. There was not that many new games released, so we will not just talk about what we've been playing, we will actually talk about news. But first, what have you been playing?
So you know what, Lukas, why don't you start first?
I am at chapter 6 of Red Dead.
Oh, so you've done quite a progress since the last episode, I believe, where you just came to Saint Denis, or not even that?
Yeah, I just started Saint Denis,
Okay.
or Saint Denis, as the guys like to call it. And now I'm nearing the end of the main game, or however it's done. And then I got the epilogue in front of me, which is apparently also quite long. But you have finished it.
I kind of did, but please let's not put away your part for now. I'm just still curious. So you played throughout the 3 episodes. How are your impressions? Has your kind of overall feeling from the game increased or decreased, or because obviously you have almost seen the whole story right now, unraveling little by little. So what do you think about the characters, the world, the plot twist that we have, so without giving our listeners a lot of spoilers?
I think it has picked up the pace a little bit. I think there's less of that, what I didn't like, of that traveling and just nothingness. There was one moment, though, that I really don't understand. I understand why they did it, and it pissed me off. It was...
Spoiler alert, maybe.
Spoiler alert. When you go back from ending of chapter 5, you get back from wherever you've been.
Yeah, Guarma, that's the island.
Man, I'm trying to do it spoiler less. Even I did.
Well, we said spoiler alert, so I'm sorry.
So you get back from Guarma, and you steal a horse in that village, and then you have to ride all the way. And they tell you, "Oh, do cinematic camera," and then a music plays, and it's a really nice moment. I really enjoyed it, but why wasn't that a cutscene? Why did I have to hold X to be doing that? Why wasn't that just a... It would be in... Yeah, why Rockstar, tell me? Why did I have to hold X to be riding? The horse was turning on its own. It knew where it wants to go.
Because they wanted you to be fully immersed in the experience, just like in the Quantic Dream games. You know, just by sitting there and enjoying, at least by pressing, you know that something is going on because your thumb is pressing against the button.
It could have been a cutscene and it would be the same. With the cinematic,
I know.
With the cinematic camera, it is a cutscene, so the music was nice.
So how did you feel about the chapter 5? Because I knew, or I kind of know what they were trying to do, but to me it just didn't resonate well. I think it was really useless chapter, to be honest.
For me, it was like, it was useless, but I liked it for the reasons I stated. It kept it going. If there was side quests and stuff on Guarma, I would have probably stopped playing the game totally.
Okay.
That's what I get with these long games. You know this. The listener probably doesn't know this. When there's long games, I rarely finish them. I didn't finish Fallout 4. I didn't finish Skyrim. I didn't finish Witcher. I didn't finish any of these long open world games. But I think this helped me in the fact that, okay, it moved the story on. It picked up the pace for the story. It didn't just throw me, okay, now do whatever. And now I feel compelled, like, okay, this is getting to the end. I'm close to the end. This was good. This moved. So I'm gonna barrel through. This is the same happened with Final Fantasy 15, which is a long game. I finished. Chapter 11, I think, was the worst part of the game. It was so stupidly designed. So it was just so bad. But it was a corridor, and you walk through it. I think that helped me finish the game, because after that it was 1 or 2 more chapters, and it was done. And I was just, okay, I can do this now.
Okay.
So even if it's bad, like Warma, it was bad, but it helped me move move forward because it was linear.
Okay. Spoiler free again. Please cut
Yeah,
this part.
spoiler end. Now, are you ready to give us
Yes, I am.
Gamer 101 podcast mini super duper quick review?
So, should I put a number to the game?
As what did we do last time with what game was
3
it?
pros, 3 cons.
3 pros, 3 cons, and a number. 1 to 10, no
decimals. Okay, just to make it real quick, what I really liked. Graphics, absolutely outstanding graphics. I played it on my PS4 Pro, so you have to give a credit to where the credit is due, so credit. Amazing voice acting. I really loved. The voice acting was nailed. The animations were great. And I would have to go with the overall feeling of the world, even though that's kind of a double edge. And let me explain the cons section. So graphics, voice acting, and music, and the world and the atmosphere there. Now, the cons are, even though this game said it's supposed to last 60 hours, I kind of beat it sooner, I guess, even though there is no official counter for you to find out how long you've been playing. But it was, sometimes I felt it was unnecessarily long, which might be surprising because a lot of games are 8-12 hours more or less. There are not that many games long over 30 hours, but this was so long to the point where it started boring me. So too long for my taste. Somewhat engaging story, but I didn't really it didn't give me satisfied ending. Number 2, and number 3, when it came to mission, excellent. When it came to free roaming, madness in the worst possible scenario. I felt like it didn't reward the players just to ride on your horse somewhere to pick up quests, and then you get a quest completed, but many times without even any reward. The only thing why you did it was to gain reputation, pretty much, or honor. Honor. So there we had 3 pros, 3 cons. To give it a number, 8.
Solid 8.
Heard it here first.
Heard it here first, listener.
And it would probably be the second lowest score that I've seen, because it was getting 9s and 10s, only 1 7 out of 10, which was lowest ever. So ours is mine is the second lowest score out there. Final thoughts, just to clear out. So there are 6 main chapters within a game, plus 2 epilogues. Chapters which are more straightforward. Epilogues chapter to me were much better than the whole original game.
Okay, I can get behind it. By what I just said before you, I like the more linear approach of the game on chapter 5.
Mm-hmm.
It is selling incredibly well.
Well,
insanely well.
Rockstar almost never disappoints. So yeah, the figures are out of this world. Can you remind our listeners what's the official figures that Rockstar has published?
17 million?
Let's not get ahead. I believe it's 12.
12 million, sorry. So it's 12 million in...
Pretty much opening week, right?
Yeah, in 8 days or whenever it came out. That's brilliant numbers. And I've seen today a list of best-selling video games in US by year. And I think since 2011, it was every year it was Call of Duty, except for the year it was GTA 5.
Oh,
GTA 5. Now the question is there any chance for an original IP? Because this is a
sequel to the original game.
Yeah, it's story-wise it's a prequel, but it's a second game of a franchise. And Call of Duty, of course, it's a huge, massive franchise and has been for a number of years. Is there any chance for a non-sequel, non-prequel, non-spin-off game to take this spot as the number 1 selling game in US in the list?
So it would have to be a new IP, and right when it launches, it will be the best-selling game straight away that year.
Could a new IP become the best-selling game of that year?
You know what? I'm gonna say a bold claim. All fingers crossed, but I do believe that Cyberpunk will achieve that
as the best-selling game. Okay, that's a very bold claim, I would say. Because we all remember The Last of Us, which is by many regarded as possibly the best game ever made.
To me, it was the best story experience ever.
That is true. It was
masterpiece.
Yes.
In this regard.
As a game as well regarded as that game couldn't reach nowhere near those numbers of the Call of Duties, of the Red Dead sequel, of GTA 5. It came out the same year as GTA 5, so and BioShock Infinite, I think, and that's also a sequel. So is there a chance for a new IP? Is there a chance if we get something new to become this popular?
Well, first of all, we need to really take into consideration one fact. Game developers are really holding back in terms of new IPs because, first of all, it costs a lot of money to even produce a video game. The costs are increasing, as we discussed a few episodes back. Secondly, if you are putting that much money into development, you really want to play it safe, So have possibly enrich the already existing games, which have quite a huge fan base, so that you can persuade the investors. Of course, they are gonna require return on investment, so it's easier for companies to do sequels and prequels. Yeah. That's why I think that the only game that comes to my mind, no sequel, no prequel, which can actually be the number one US best-selling game in US will be Cyberpunk in the near future.
I mean, maybe possible. What other new IPs there actually are now in development that we know of that have?
There is Starfield from Bethesda. No one. Yeah. It's the only thing we know. It's gonna be universe based in universe.
Okay.
That's trending, obviously, or as we know, it walking simulator.
No, it's the courier simulator.
Oh.
Walking simulators are the game like Firewatch and
such.
Yeah, with Remains of Edith Finch and these kinds. That's what I call walking simulator. By the way, Firewatch, go play it. Excellent.
Didn't you just hate it seconds earlier, or it was just stated that it's for walking simulator, but it's freaking cool.
It's a walking simulator. It's brilliant. Okay. It's a masterpiece.
Well, I don't know.
If Gamer101.eu webpage is on, there is a written review I did when Firewatch first came out.
Okay.
But
I'll keep an eye on the.
Yeah, keep an eye on the website. It's gonna be up.
Or on the website.
Soon-ish.
Okay. We'll let you know once it's alive.
Yeah.
So another original IP. We kind of know that Sony has opened a new studio in San Diego, so it might be working on something.
Isn't it just an extension to Sony San Diego?
Well, it might be. Well, it's been promoted as a new development team or whatever.
Okay.
So they are cooking something there. There is this Control, very similar to the Quantum Break, which I don't know who is even developing. So that's original IP. Microsoft, let's not get there.
Microsoft, any original IP they had, I think, is dead at the moment. No, they had
the Scalebound cancelled.
Yeah, and that's
Crackdown isn't really original because it had previous games there.
Ori
and the Blind Forest will have sequel, but it already had one game before. Right out of my hand, I can't think of more.
Yep, there's not many original IPs coming out.
Days Gone, obviously. Oh, how could I forget Days Gone?
Yeah, but
and Sekiro Shadow Dies Twice, similar to Bloodborne, which is also new IP, and Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, Sony is killing it in terms of new ideas. They are new IPs. You have never had any game similar to them, and it's the first game in the series, so that's what the new game is defined.
Yeah, but
all of this meet the requirement.
We mostly get new IPs nowadays from smaller studios. Like we had Hellblade, we had many indie games,
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, yeah, that was a new IP. Ori and the Blind Forest was a new IP. And those games did well, and now they're getting sequels, or prequels, or spin-offs. The point is there should be more new IPs. Rumor has it, Naughty Dog is hiring. As far as I understand, they already are at 2 teams, right?
Yes, they've got their alpha team and beta team, yep.
At the moment, probably both teams are working on finishing Last of Us 2 before before PlayStation 5 is out.
I mean, it has to come in 2019. They have to work their butts off
Yeah.
to make it
So
happen.
if it is true that they're hiring, and maybe who knows, maybe Last of Us 2 is so far along that they can hire a bit, then take some of the people off of Last of Us 2 and start with, I don't know, 20, 30 people, a new project. If they start a new project, what's it gonna be?
Again, Naughty Dog doesn't really have that many games in their portfolio. Consider Crash, Uncharted, now Last of Us, and maybe one more or two more.
Jack and Dexter?
Okay, Jack and Dexter, excuse me, Jack and Dexter. And that's it, right?
I mean, there might be
maybe some side projects.
Yeah.
But the main ones are.
That's no small feat. That's no small feat. They've been around since 96, 95, you know?
Oh, well, okay. So
they're doing a lot of games and they bring out quality. They start a series, end the series, start a new series, end the series, start. Now they changed it up a bit with Uncharted and Last of Us alternating. Would they do an Uncharted 5?
I mean, Neil Druckmann, the executive producer, I believe, very intelligently said the story of Nathan Drake has come to an end.
Yeah, but what about the story of Chloe and the other characters?
Well, Chloe got already some sort of...
Which was horrible.
In your opinion. But then again, I believe the beta team was pretty much working on it.
It doesn't matter it doesn't matter what team was doing it. It was just horrible.
I mean, it kind of matters because Mass Effect Andromeda wasn't the main team, and it sure was visible that they weren't the same guys who developed Mass Effect 2.
What's the main team doing at that studio? What's the studio?
It's BioWare.
Yeah, it's BioWare, but I don't know which one.
Montreal.
I don't know which one BioWare is it.
Basically, the studio has been shut down.
Good.
The people who did Andromeda exist no more.
I'm sure they exist, but
no, the studio has been shut down.
Yeah, but they didn't the people now.
Please, this is very content friendly.
They didn't take them out and just.
But apart from this all, I believe if there is, and that there is no doubt about PS5 releasing in the couple of years,
2020,
and Naughty Dog has to have something on it. Not probably, if not at the launch, because there are, from what we have discussed, God of War, Horizon, and other AAA titles possibly on launch. Somewhere 2 years since the launch, there will be some sort of some sort of Naughty Dog game. I believe they are gonna try to bring a completely new genre of the game. Not IP. I think they will blow us away.
Okay. Speaking about blowing us away, we spoke about last time about Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, and they spent a lot of time on their press conference or on BlizzCon promoting another spin-off mobile game to Diablo. We stated our opinions. We hope it's gonna be good. There was some hands-on impressions, and people aren't convinced that it's gonna be
really good. They were already showing some gameplay. I wasn't aware.
Yeah, there was gameplay on, and they also had test builds of the game for press, and people weren't exactly thrilled by the gameplay. It seemed pretty mediocre. So
you have seen the gameplay?
I've seen the gameplay. It seems.
So I haven't. So you have. We are well informed or more informed than me. What did you think?
I don't want to spend time on my opinions on mobile games again. If you want to hear about them, stop this, listen to the previous part, and come back and hit resume. It's like any other of these action RPGs on mobile. You have directional thing on the left, and you have a bunch of buttons that fire off your abilities on the right. That's it.
But it will be MMORPG, correct?
Yeah. Who knows?
So not really persuaded, not really blown away or even interested.
I am interested. I will try it. Anyway, the controversy with this is some leaks from inside the studio indicate there were talks about showing Diablo 4, which we kinda sorta know they're working on, because in the past they did acknowledge to be working on multiple Diablo projects within. So we kinda know it exists, but why didn't they show it? Why didn't they pull off a Bethesda with showing, oh, this is Elder Scrolls 6 and a picture of grass? okay, spent 20 minutes on this mobile game, and then put on a splash screen with Diablo's face, and
Okay, so
that's,
any teaser would be enough for you.
I mean, it wouldn't be enough for me, but it would be like, it would still not for me explain why they spent so much time of their show on a mobile game. But it would be like, okay, this is a mobile game they're working on, like they give the interns to do, and the big boys and girls are doing Diablo 4.
Okay.
Which we know they are doing, but come on, acknowledge it. Say yes, Diablo 4, it exists, and there's some art on screen.
So you really wish that they should have done something like that, at least to reassure players that it's not, it's in the works, and they shouldn't be afraid that mobile games has pushed away the development of the proper sequel, correct?
Yeah. So okay. Because now it seems that some shareholder or whatever was like, mobile games, they make a lot of money. You know,
I mean, they do.
Switch this Diablo 4 from whatever you're doing to mobile. Switch all these guys and just the core, just someone to not have the game, the development die. I mean, this is, as I said, this is what Bethesda did with, as you said last week, I didn't even know about Elder Scrolls Blades. So apparently they showed it on E3, which I didn't know about. But I knew about that they showed Elder Scrolls 6 with a splash screen of some grass and some hills, and literally the words Elder Scrolls 6 and nothing else. And I think this is what also Bethesda did with Fallout 4, no? And they announced Fallout Shelter, or was it the other way? Did they announce Fallout 4 and then they announced Fallout Shelter?
I guess Fallout Shelter was afterwards Fallout 4 during the one.
Yeah, it was announced on the same press conference. I just didn't know if it was first or before or after.
Well, what they pulled off with the Fallout 4 was there were leaks of it that Bethesda will announce it. They did, and during the same conference they said you wouldn't have to wait long because it's coming 3 months from now.
Yeah, and wasn't it like, oh, and also, you know, tomorrow you can play this game on your phone.
They said Shelter, I believe, right after the presentation ended. I guess it was already available, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, something like that. So why didn't they do this? Like, they should have come out like, working on Diablo 4. It's still 2 years away. You know what? In that 2 years, you can be playing Diablo Immortal.
Okay.
It's out next week. Bam. I don't care. Do a mobile Diablo game. I wish you all the best. Make it as great as it possibly can be. But make a goddamn full game. I want Diablo 4 so bad now. I want it so bad. I'm so ready for it. Or make a, you know, they could have been like, this is Diablo Immortal. It takes place between Diablo 2 and 3. You know what? Actually, tomorrow on BlizzNet, you can download Diablo 2 Remastered. Bam! Everybody's cheering.
Okay.
Or put Diablo 2 on phones, right? I mean, why not?
It would be awesome, really.
Diablo 2 is one of the best games ever made.
Yep.
Why do you spend your resources on making a AAA game for a platform that has no place for a game like that? Make a Diablo card game for mobile.
Maybe they will correct their mistake and they will just tweet in out of nowhere something about the Diablo 4. Or, they might do a sort of hidden Easter egg within the Diablo Immortal whenever it launches. Like, okay, there will be a Easter egg about the Diablo 4 or some sort of reference to it. That will be cool.
Everybody knows they're working on Diablo 4. They know they're working on Diablo. We know, you know, I know. My father knows they're working on Diablo 4.
Does he?
No. He doesn't know what Diablo is.
I believe it's the same thing as the Rockstars. People know that whenever there is something new from the Blizzard, it will be worth it. So they don't really have to even say a word, and it's gonna sell well or incredibly well.
I mean, yes, but
okay, let's conclude on the fact that you just wanted there to have a nice little teaser, 3 seconds, Diablo 4, stay tuned, and it would be a perfect.
I don't care. As I said, I wish them all the best. It's all the nerds. So whose call was it to make a mobile game.
I mean, finance is finance, and when
Yeah,
they look at the numbers,
yeah.
they
Look at the
tell,
number.
okay, it's the same thing as whose call was to put a battle royale into Battlefield and Call of Duty. They look at the numbers, popularity, what's
Yeah,
trendy. Fortnite can't beat that game. Okay, let's put our version inside our games
yeah.
because it kind of, if it was something else that it can't be there, but all of them are shooting games, not first person, or at least not Fortnite, and it would simply be even logical to have a battle royale game set in either the Second World War or in the world of Call of Duty. So,
Okay. In other news, the director of another sequel that we spoke about a little bit earlier, Final Fantasy 15, has left Square Enix. They have also cancelled future DLC that were planned, and they have reported a loss in the last quarter, or what's it called. So,
are you sad that
no,
you won't get the whole package? Because there should be, if I'm not mistaken, there should be a complete end with the DLCs for the whole story because isn't really done, right?
no, the story ended. It
Oh,
ended pretty conclusively. Noctis is dead at the end of
okay.
Final Fantasy 15. Spoilers, sorry. For a for a for a 4-year-old game, sorry. It is his destiny.
Oh, so then no major spoilers.
Yeah, I don't know. The game is about, friendship. At one point you realize that yes, this is a journey that is gonna end. The thing that was undone was everything, or that was unfinished was everything between that. That's why all the DLCs that were taking place in various parts of the main story. It wasn't after or before. It was filling out the blanks that the game didn't have because they just didn't finish it.
Yep.
It's like, imagine if they made a DLC for Metal Gear 5, because that game didn't have an ending. It just ended.
I know because the whole chapter 3 was missing out.
Yeah.
It was just basically cut out of the game.
Yeah, this was a little bit different because there was an ending, there was just no middle. It was a beginning, a little here, a little here, a little here, and there was a whole 10 years the game skipped in like a 5-minute cutscene.
Again, spoilers.
Sorry. Spoilers for...
You are on point with spoilers today.
So, spoilers for the last 2 hours of Final Fantasy 15. Also, Final Fantasy 15 is getting a mobile game, which was basically the remake of the game in chibi style, and now that remake of Final Fantasy 15 that mobile game of Final Fantasy 15 is coming to console and to PC as...
Oh,
I don't even know how to call it anymore. It's some sort of port of a mobile game, which is a downgraded version of a console game, is now coming to console. What?
is there full content of the original
Yes.
game? Or
Yes,
okay.
it's full voice acting, it's full sounds, it's everything. It's just the graphics are shit.
Then
And it's what I saw from trailers and such. It's beat per beat the full game. In other
it's
news,
pretty expensive on mobile as well, I believe.
Yeah. That's what they do. All the Final Fantasy games on mobile are quite expensive. But the old Final Fantasy games on PC are quite expensive. On Steam, I believe the remaster of Final Fantasy VII on Steam is about the same price as the original Final Fantasy. And now they're making a remake of Final Fantasy VII, which will come out who knows when, because the guy
in February 2019.
Episode 1, which what does that mean? Because the guy who's the director of Final Fantasy VII Remake is also the director of Kingdom Hearts 3, which has also not come out yet.
But Kingdom Hearts 3 has a solid release date now.
Yeah, and it will be a good game. I assume it's a beloved franchise.
Never heard of it. To be honest, never heard of it till the latest E3.
Get it? There's a bundle. There's actually like 7 bundles. There's the Total Bundle, there's the Super Total Bundle, and there's the Super Total Ultra Bundle.
Jesus.
Each has all the games, maybe, and some of them have the movies, and some of them have something else.
Okay.
Because there's Kingdom Hearts 3 is, I believe, going to be like the 11th game in the series. It makes perfect sense. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so there's now talks that the Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to have also the DLC that Final Fantasy VII had, or the extra content that it had, and the movie that it had will be made into a game. And if you haven't watched the movie, go watch it. It's really good.
Okay, we'll give it a try.
Now, speaking of Final Fantasy VII, it's a game everyone expected to be on PS1 Classic console.
Yeah.
And you know what? It is there. And why is it there?
So you were having an argument against the Final Fantasy VII for the 10 minutes. And now, once you can play it again.
But you can already play. I can already play it on my phone. I can play it on my PC. I can play it on my PS3. I can play it on my Vita. I can play it on my PS4. I can play it literally everywhere. Why do I have to play it on this? Why didn't they put 8 or 9 on this?
Because whoever was deciding which 20 games will be available at launch
was high.
Or will be only available throughout, like, ever, because they said that no future games are planned. So you are stuck with 20 games. So that Final Fantasy VII is so good that you can't miss it anywhere. So no matter where you go, it will always travel with you. No, be it phones, consoles of any kind.
I'm not saying it's not good. It's just, I mean, there's other games in the Final Fantasy VII series.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to take us through the list of the 20 games?
So, Destruction, Final Fantasy, Grand Theft Auto, is it gonna be the first one?
Yeah, can you start at the beginning, or I'll just...
Okay, I'm gonna just name the all games. Battle Arena Toshinden, no idea. Cool Borders 2, no idea. Destructoid Derby.
Destructoid Derby!
Destruction Derby.
Destructoid Derby!
Destruction Derby, maybe. Final Fantasy VII, okay. Grand Theft Auto, okay. Intelligent Cube, no idea. Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid, Mr. Driller, Oddworld Apps Odyssey, Rayman, okay. Resident Evil Director's Cut, Revelations Persona, Ridge Racer Type 4, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Siphon Filter, Tekken 3, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, Twisted Metal, and Wild Arms.
Listening to that, what obviously is missing on this?
Final Fantasy 8.
No, but let's not talk about Final Fantasy anymore.
Don't know, really.
Tomb Raider 2.
Okay, not there.
Hula World.
Not there.
Yeah, that's why I'm listing them. That's the games that are obviously missing on here.
The decision has been made. You can't really change anything.
Gran Turismo 2.
Yeah, Gran Turismo might be one of the great examples. Why not to include your best racing and only racing franchise onto a PS1 console classic?
Yeah. Crash.
You just got yourself a trilogy, man. Come on.
Spyro.
You will get a trilogy.
Legend of the Dragoon. There's so many great games.
Okay, I know you are
they put
upset.
Mr. Driller.
What's done, it's done. Gaming sites have given their opinions today. Well, they said that for $100 for what it's worth, there is definitely value there, but it's missing so many in terms of options. You can't really put a screensaver there. It only has 720p output, no full HD. So it does the bare minimum. And they even said, like, okay, if you by any chance have at home your old PS1, it might have been a better option for you to look for it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm probably gonna do. I'm gonna find myself an old PS1.
And you are not limited. And they also said because they brought new controllers, and there is no left and thumbstick there because they redesigned it. So the feeling of the controllers, what is really almost a signature device for Sony, that's their controller because it hasn't changed that much.
What?
Their controllers. That's what Sony is known for.
What's the problem with the controller?
It's complete. It's not really flat, but it doesn't have a good feeling. If you look at it, it's not a controller from the PS1.
What do you mean it's not a controller from PS1?
Been changed.
How has it been changed?
They said it's been changed somehow.
What?
That's what I just read.
What?
Okay, maybe I'm high, but
it looks like a PS1 controller.
It looks like it, but they said it didn't feel like.
Okay, they probably don't. These kids, they don't remember the original PS1 controller. It looks It didn't have thumbsticks. It was this.
Okay, now I searched it. Maybe I was wrong. Sorry for confusing our listeners.
PS1 original PS1 controller was a piece of shit. It's what it is on the picture. Also, I'm looking at Japan lineup, and I have to say they have a little bit better.
Oh, there are different games for Asian region.
Only for Japan region. Or
Only for Japan.
There's Armored Core, and there's Parasite Eve.
Still no Crash or Gran Turismo.
Still no Crash or Gran Turismo, but it looks slightly better. It's still quite shit, and I will be not getting this. That's what I wanted to say.
I believe they really saw what a huge success Nintendo NES Classic was last year, where basically it was unavailable after the first batch went into the sale for God knows how long. Amazon was out of it. Nintendo official GameStop in the US really they didn't produce enough, and then for a month or so it was out of stock, and people were already making reservations for the next batch of Nintendo's classics to arrive. So for the first 3 months it was really difficult to get one, and they were also crazy sales, or the people were selling because they bought two obviously, and they were selling their NES for 500 or thousands of dollars.
And you know why was that?
Because it had every single great game there.
Yes, European and North America had Castlevania 1 and 2.
Oh.
They had Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3. They had Legend of Zelda, the original one. They had Legend of Zelda 2. They had the original Final Fantasy.
Well, lineup was definitely
what was Sony
much
thinking?
Superior compared to...
What was Sony thinking? The first release was... The first few games they showed was like, it's got Tekken, it's got Ridge Racer. I'm like, yes, this looks great. Tekken 3 is one of the best games ever made.
I know. I now we know why they only showed 5.
Yeah, because the rest...
the rest was complete trash.
Yeah, it's just garbage. I'm telling you this, no one's gonna buy this. It's a bold. It's not even a bold claim. This is just reality. No one's gonna buy this.
I mean, I'm sure there are hardcore fans who will just want to have a smaller, more compact version of their PS1, or even if they're PS1. There is no logic in buying PS1 Classic if you can buy a legit PS1 with probably 100 games for the same price.
Also, you can buy most of these games, I think, on PSN or some of these games. Okay, you think we can expect Xbox Mini Classic?
I can't see it happening anytime near the future, because Xbox didn't start as a gaming, or Microsoft didn't start, and their Xbox division wasn't really known for gaming. Or people don't. When you say Sony, people think the first thing that comes to their mind is gaming because of the PlayStation. When you say Microsoft, the first thing that comes to their mind is either a positive Microsoft 95 or 1000 or a goddamn trash Microsoft Windows Vista.
Yeah, okay. So that's a valid point, I guess.
You know what's coming, right? You know what's coming.
I'm trying to postpone it as long as I can.
No. You know damn well. So now it's my pleasure to introduce our favorite ending section of our podcast, which is Guess Who? I'm the one asking for...
You're the one giving and asking. You can do anything you want, buddy.
So, okay, are you ready? Again.
Just to make things clear, because last week we were kind of mistaken. Last week's episode was episode 2, and this is episode 3, and Pete saying for 3 episodes means...
But we had episode 0.
On episode 0. He also guessed on episode whatever, which doesn't exist.
Okay, the details are not crucial. The crucial is that I have a lead and control.
This is episode 3. If you want to watch it, go watch it on YouTube. Go watch it on
Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes.
Yeah, we're on iTunes now.
We
also have a Discord. You can go visit our Discord. Links in the description.
Okay.
Is it a human?
No.
Is it a humanoid?
No.
Is it a machine?
No.
Do you know what a humanoid is?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. Well, let me Google the definition of humanoid, but go ahead and keep asking further.
Is it... Okay,
no, it's not humanoid.
Does it have, pixelated flesh?
A pixelated flesh?
Is it a creature?
Yes, it's a creature.
Is it alive?
What do you mean alive?
The creature in the games, after the games end, is it alive?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So it's a creature, it's alive. Is it a playable character?
Yes.
Is it a main playable character?
Yes.
Is this playable character the playable character in one or more
Yes.
games? Okay. Does this character have his name in the title of the games?
Yes.
Okay. Does the character speak?
Yes. To my knowledge.
Okay.
Ask wrong questions, I want to win.
Was the character created before the year 2010?
Yes.
Was the character created before the year 2005?
Yes.
Before 2000?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And it appeared in more than one game.
Yes.
At the beginning, was the game exclusive to a system?
Yes.
Was the character later in a game that wasn't exclusive to a system?
If I answer this, it will give you a huge hint.
I mean, it was a legit question.
Because what I'm about to tell you is a huge.
You can only tell me yes or no.
No.
Okay, so it was for.
Again, what was the question?
If the character later appeared in games that were on multiple systems, for example, Microsoft console, Nintendo console, or Sony console. Okay, so it is still only on one type of.
Yes.
On one brand of. Okay.
Yes. You got 4 no's only, so.
And it's the main playable character.
Yes. You can give up at any time.
I don't want to give up. I was thinking.
Fallout time is running.
Yeah, I was thinking it's Spyro, but Spyro then came on other consoles.
I might not be fully aware.
Is it Spyro?
Yes, it's Spyro.
Are you an idiot?
Yes. When did it come on other consoles?
It's Skylanders.
But but he wasn't the main there.
But yeah. That's also where you. So I was asking, is he in every game he's in? Is he the main playable character? Yes.
I wasn't aware of the. Do you know what I wanted? Because you said, is it multi? And I was thinking, not yet, because it's coming to Xbox. So if I tell you not yet, it's gonna be so obvious.
Now, if you said yes, I would guess Spyro, and if you said no, I wanted to guess Spyro, but it.
So what difference did it?
Then I was thinking, is it Yoshi? But Yoshi is not the main character.
I didn't last long.
No, you didn't last very long. Very disappointed. Anyway, dear listeners, that was Spyro. Did you get it before me or not? Leave a comment section down below. Anyway, see you next time. Bye.
Yep. See you next time. Bye bye.